Hello, how are you, Holly? Nice to see your gorgeous face in here. How are you today? Let me get this done real quick. And then we'll get into the readings. Oh, you're so welcome. You got them. Yay. I haven't checked the mail yet today. So my stuff might have gotten here already and I just don't know it. Did I check the mail this weekend? I don't know. Whoops. I will check it after the podcast so that I can check out my stuff. I'm sure it's here. Okay, here we are. Almost done. Good, I'm glad you're doing well. It's going to be an interesting topic today, I think. We've talked about it a little bit before, but it was a really long time ago, probably like a year ago now. So we'll talk about it, about how our thoughts affect our bodies and how we can change our physical health and even appearance with our mind. And done. There we go. All right. Give a couple minutes for folks to file in. Okay, I got all my stuff done. So let's talk, Holly. How are you? I had Linda coming in. She was just watching the replay from yesterday and was saying how it resonated with her and how she's kind of dealing with some things like that, and that helped her to put some things into place, have some realizations and stuff. So, have you had anything like that going on? Like, when I started paying attention to like patterns of neurodivergence, because there's so many. I know, right? Where's everyone at? I tagged him. So we'll just wait for a minute. Maybe everyone's busy. I don't know. Forgot that I'm on Mondays now. That's all right. They'll make it in here. But whenever I started like learning about different ways that people with neurodivergence present, you know, I was like, oh my gosh, there's this thing that they're like, they call it the T-Rex hand. And I've always done that, just like standing there cooking or just standing there trying to think, like not really having my hands busy or knowing what to do in the moment. I'll be like this. I'll just be standing like this, just with one hand. And I'm like, oh, the limp wrist thing. Yes, that's called the T-Rex hand. And apparently it's a trait that's common in ADHD. So I would be AUDHD, which is autistic and ADHD, high masking. There we go. We got one more in here so far. Where's everybody at? Come on, come on. Maybe they're used to starting a quarter after the hour. I don't know. But that's right. We'll just go ahead and start. You notice little things. Yeah, pattern recognition is really strong in neurodivergence. Um, so patterns of behavior. Hi, Wendy. Nice to see you. She finally made it live again. We've missed you for a little while. We have two Wendy's too. So this is Wendy F. We have another Wendy that usually tries to make it, but probably not today. I think she is in the US and has like a day job. She might. I don't know. No guarantees. I don't know for sure. So we'll just start getting into it and then, oh, here we go. We've got more coming in. There we go. All right. Holly and I were wondering where you guys were. I have so many cards out on the table that I really don't have room for my decks. So I'm going to have to move some stuff around a little bit here. All right. They're gonna miss a good one. They better be watching the replay. All right. We'll go with this one first. Bottom of the deck with the Shamanic Healing Oracle, we have discernment. We've been talking about discernment a lot lately. We always talk about it, but we've been talking about it quite a bit lately. So with the retrogrades going on, with things being unclear, the retrogrades are bringing clarity. They're bringing things to the surface, but there still might be some uncertainty, lack of clarity, because we do have Saturn and Pisces bringing up emotions. Pisces is, and they're drawing my attention to the High Priestess that did come out. Pisces is one of the most intuitive signs, yes, but Pisces also is ruled by Neptune, which can bring a lack of clarity just the same. So, using your discernment, making sure that you have a clear vision or you're seeing things clearly. And if you don't quite yet, then hold off. There's like some kind of a decision or stepping onto a path, doing some kind of action. Hey, Matt, everyone's starting to come in. So using your discernment, when to take action and when to kind of step back and observe and just wait for that clarity to fully come in, because it is coming. We have the Fool card, bottom of the deck energy. So kind of look before you leap, okay? You know that saying, look before you leap. So that actually came up, not regarding me, but in my reading yesterday with Carissa. And I was like, when I saw this card come out today, I was like, okay. And discernment being right before that bottom of the deck energy as well. So discerning, looking where you leap, not just, you know, taking action just to take action. Hey, Kara. Because there's more clarity coming in, you're not seeing everything. And you also, there's a call for boundaries. We have 6 of Wands reversed, 7 of Wands reversed. Boundaries with your time, with your energy, being mindful and discerning about what you say too. They're saying communication, and that's a good point because Mercury retrograde throws off communication. So being mindful of what you're saying because it may be misinterpreted. Especially if there's like some kind of a passionate argument or passionate exchange of, you know, of information, whatever way. They're saying you're going to have to wade through those. That's that Saturn and Pisces, allowing the emotions to flow through you, but also being disciplined, harnessing those emotions, not just flying off the handle. And then they're touching back on Mars retrograde. It is direct now. Hi, Shauna. Hi, Corey. It is direct now, but I don't know. They're drawing a line from the energy that we're in now back to Mars retrograde. Kara, is there some kind of an astrological reason that might be coming up? I don't know, some kind of degree situation where we're going over a similar degree that will touch on things that were coming from Mars retrograde season. I don't know. We'll see. Ground yourself. Perfect advice. Ground yourself. Because when we are we've talked about the balance, and we've got tons of balance over here. We got 3 cards of balance that came out of, different decks. So we're getting there. But this is touching on that balance, grounding yourself. You need to balance the like dreamy nature with the cognitive nature. Discerning whether you are getting like, we talk about getting delulu, like it is a good thing, yes, for manifestation and stuff, but being discerning when you're being delulu, okay? There's a method to the madness here, okay? Don't just go into madness all the time, because part of your spiritual protection, part of your spiritual guidance is already installed within you with that left brain. So they're saying ground yourself, but also be open in that dreamy energy. Psychic development. This is a part of that psychic development. It took me a long time, and I'm still working on it. Balancing that off in woo woo land with being here, with being in the tangible, with doing the things that we're supposed to do just to exist in this realm, because we are spirit living in a physical realm. So we have to take care of physical realm things. I know it sucks. Hi, Ben. I know it sucks, but that's kind of what we signed up for, isn't it? So this is part of that mastery, part of that psychic development is grounding while also remaining open in the dreamy state, being able to see things that others do not see. We have the Empress. Ooh, I like it. We have the Empress on the bottom of the deck as well, talking about you being in that divine feminine energy, the openness to seeing and being seen. Um, divine feminine energy, the Emperor showed up here, but he is in reverse, guys. So we'll get to that. But it is between the Seven of Wands and the High Priestess. So for me, it's not so much like the low frequency energy of the Emperor card as it can be in the reverse. It's you lack boundaries with yourself, and that's why you're being guided to be disciplined. That's why we've been talking about more discipline. Disciplining yourself in holding up those boundaries, enforcing those boundaries. Okay, putting them up to begin with, because you are worthy, you are precious, you are worth so much, and you can't just continue to squander your energy on people that are just going to feed off of it and not do anything about it. This would be akin to trying to help someone, trying to guide them or give them advice or help them through a difficult situation when they're not even open to seeing or hearing what you have to say. They just want your sympathy, your empathy. They just want to kind of siphon that energy from you. So stop giving to situations where they're just taking. This could be any kind of situation, any kind of a relationship, but it is like disempowering you in some way with that Six of Wands showing up in the reverse. Omens. That's right next to the psychic development card. If you're receiving signs, numbers, any kind of synchronicities, things like that, this is confirmation on your path. We do have the Three of Wands right before that. So you are being guided. There are tangible signs, whether it's something you hear on the radio, in passing, see on a billboard, see in your Facebook feed or on YouTube, whatever it is. Confirmation can come in many forms. Signs, omens can come in many forms. This is wisdom. This is things being brought to the light, because that owl is flying across the sky, bringing the light to the darkness, changing from dark to night. I heard changing the seasons, but sun to moon wouldn't be seasons, obviously, but talking about seasons in your life, bringing clarity to those past situations that help you to shift into this new season, into this sun, which is the happiest card in the deck. Didn't come out, but that's what they're equating the sun to, because we've got all three of these cards that came out of the Shamanic Healing Oracle have a sun on them. So my finger's blocking it. There's that sun, and there's that sun. So this is you bringing light, bringing awareness, but also bringing the golden age into your own life. Okay. Bottom of the deck energy with the divine or feminine wisdom oracle. I have my boxes with my new cards set up like stacked over there so I can refer to them until I memorize the names. Hey Ben. Happy St. Patty's Day, everyone, by the way. So we have inspiration, beautiful spark, and moving impulse. Beautiful spark and moving impulse. Notice also that the sun is on this card as well. They're talking about solar codes. They're talking about light frequencies. They're talking about the release, the surrender that you've been doing as of late. So let me see. The message is that you're bringing to light these areas that have been in the dark, that have been in your subconscious or in your subconscious patterns. This is talking about things that we do, like if you overdo for others, or if you go and do a bunch of different tasks just because you feel they need to get done, but you're not prioritizing, whatever it is. You're bringing the light, you're bringing through this golden period where you're being very disciplined in your actions, you're delegating your attention and energy, your focus, but they're like, you're starting to change the patterns of behavior, healing that through with, so you've healed the root of it, now it's coming up to the rest of the plant basically. So this would be the patterns of thought, patterns of behavior, the lack of boundaries. You might be being tested on your boundaries right now. You're meant to reinforce your boundaries, you're meant to grow through this period. Inspiration. So as you've healed the root of it, you're inspired to then make these physical, tangible changes, which is usually how it goes, especially with shadow work. You go within, you do the work within, and then you start to change your outside circumstances by your actions, your focus, your intention, right? So, like, even with, oh, awesome, Shauna. Thank you. Like with hypnosis, for example, you can have a quantum hypnosis session, doesn't matter what brand. You can have a healing hypnosis session and have all of these things, fixed by your higher self in this healing session, but it goes back to your beliefs, your patterns of beliefs, your patterns of thought. So a lot of clients after their sessions, they'll feel like this new energy, right? They'll feel very new, very different, and they'll believe everything, the healing that took place. They'll feel it in their body and all of these things. But it's time, after kind of that little, it's like a mist bubble of energy around you, it starts to fade. That's the energy that you're in, that's that renewed energy. It's up to you to sustain that, right? So if you don't listen to your recording afterwards or follow through with the suggestions of the higher self to cement that healing in place, if you go back to the old patterns or even the old beliefs, you're going to remanifest everything and then some, probably, from that you had addressed in your session, because you got the answers, you got the healing energy, you had all the tools, the ingredients, and they pretty much like mixed them together for you and popped it in the oven. It was up to you to get it out, and you didn't, you just burnt it. And now it's a shriveled little toast raisin. Like a pink cloud. Yes, Corey. So you have to follow through, even whenever you do the work yourself, which you are doing in hypnosis. It's your higher self, it's you are doing all this work yourself. The practitioner just facilitates it, the method just facilitates your own healing, right? So, oh, thank you, Shauna. Shauna knows. Shauna's a practitioner too. So you have to do the follow through because you're in the physical realm, so you have to follow through. You have memory in your body, in all of your organs, all of your cells, all of your muscles, the fascias, everything holds memory, like muscle memory. You can, if you've ever gone to the chiropractor for treatment, you understand this. It's probably explained to you, at least I asked questions. But the reason why you have to continue to go back for so many sessions, I started out having to go 3 times a week after I gave birth for the first time, because being pregnant completely screwed up my body. My tailbone was dislocated just from being pregnant, right? I was huge. She was a big, big baby, 9'12", and my 5'3" and a 3/4 frame, can't sustain very, very much. So anyway, when you go to the chiropractor, you have to go through like a period of a cluster of adjustments until you kind of taper off, because your muscles will hold memory and they'll pull those vertebra or those bones back out of alignment. So you have to go back in, have it aligned, do work with massage, drink your water, and do all the things, right, to facilitate the alignment, because those muscles will hold the memory of that. So This is funny because this is all something that also came up in my reading yesterday with Carissa. So from flavoredvivid.com, if you want to book with her, she does all kinds of different services and products. But this is so tangent, right? I'm holding the same card for the last 10 minutes, not the toast raisin, right? So this is rewiring yourself. You're in that process. You've done all of the deep healing work, basically. And they're saying you need to do the follow through. You need to do the follow up stuff, because now you're setting these new habits. You're doing this new phase, this new cycle. So it's going to be a little foreign to you. You might slip back into old ways, old habits, comfortable things, comfort zone things, even if they're uncomfortable, right? So this is giving you that inspiration to maintain that healing and that balance, because we did have the balance card come out right next to that, spiritual and physical steadiness. So maintaining that balance, being disciplined with yourself. That word, just for some reason today, it's like, I know it's a D and I know what it means, but what is the actual label for it again? We have sisterhood behind that, behind inspiration, also bottom of the deck, energy, community, and strong connections. Find it's not just sisterhood for our divine masculines out there too. This is community, this is unity. And just because this is a feminine oracle deck, it says sisterhood. But this is that community, that support. This is supporting yourself and being your own community, even whenever you don't have or you don't feel like you have that available to you. This is how you manifest that, by embodying that feeling, by being that support or that community to others, even to strangers. Hey, Suzanne, love you. Don't text too much, only at red lights. She's on her way home from work. We have wisdom behind that, knowledge and understanding. So the inspiration, community, knowledge and understanding with the wisdom card, you are stepping into your soul's wisdom. You're embodying more and more of this every single day. This is your higher self. This is your purpose. This is your intuition. This is your gifts. So using those, maintaining the balance. We have just go on the bottom of the deck. This is after receiving that clarity, or after understanding or feeling very solid in the fact that you have full clarity, and then making the decision to proceed. We have that. Where did the Fool go? Over here, the Fool card. Because there is something that you're going to be taking action on, but they're saying don't just leap blindly. Look before you leap. Now we're getting just go. After you've been able to balance these things, you've been able to receive this clarity, and what? Call it in. Call it in and go. So they're saying and making, so when you come to this decision or this action, this could be your life purpose, your path, you're embarking on a new certification course, or you've met someone and they feel right and you feel like drawn to collaborate with them in some way. So they're saying do it. Absolutely. You've done a lot of shadow work. You've been shedding the older skin, right? The older chapter of your life is now released. You're rebalancing or in the process of that. Now you've got this inspiration to act, inspiration to move forward with that Fool card and the inspiration card. And they're saying, just go. It might be unfamiliar. It might seem a little uncomfortable because of the unfamiliarity, but that's because you're creating your new life. You are sowing these new seeds with every step that you take, bringing through the essence of you, of who you truly are, your highest self. You are tapping into the limitless part of you. So they're saying you have all the protection, you have all the tools you need. Now that you've gained this balance, this mastery, now that you've made this progress with the progress card, development and advanced condition. See, you're developing, you're shifting into newer, higher timelines, the ones that you have been promised, the ones that you've promised yourself. You chose your highest timeline, and all the shit that wasn't supportive of your highest timeline, of your highest good, of your highest purpose, has fallen away or has begun to fall away. Whether it's completed or not depends on your timeline, but this is helping you to unbecome all of the things that you are not, so that you can fully step into who you truly are with that essence card. And that is Nanaburuku. Beyond, you are shielded, protected, and guided by loved ones on the other side, whether you knew them in this life or not. These are guides, these are helpers. The truth of you, the truth of who you are, is surfacing. It's coming to light with this truth card. It says aura on it. So your aura is your truth. You are embodying your highest auric capacity. And the way that that's translating to me is like the highest. So now we're going to get into a little bit of a colors thing, earthly colors, things that we know of here, tangible stuff. Even in the light realms, it's like a more tangible form of this light, of these colors, these colors that are familiar to us, that we know of. But there are other colors. There are so many other colors that the human eye cannot detect. And it's like those are the ones that you're bringing through, and they're equating it to the way pollinators see flowers. So if you know anything about pollinators and why they're attracted to certain flowers, they can see different ends of the spectrum of light. The flowers kind of like have this right here with a runway, like neon flashing, like come and pollinate me, so that's what I'm seeing. You're bringing through these colors, these like awesome. I'm seeing like all kinds of neons and like patterns and things. Like colors don't just take this solid one color shape. They kind of, some of them like bleed together and have different patterns and different hues of like neon and brightness. I can't really describe it, but like our neon light signs are the closest that I can really liken these things to a little. Probably didn't even get the real point across, but if you're telepathic and you're clairvoyant, then you got my vision, you got to see it. Sending that out to all of you right now. But these colors, you're meant to bring these through, and these are higher light realms, these are higher light frequencies. This is a sign of you shifting to a higher vibrational platform by which you're creating your life. We have Oshun here with justice and balance. We said, for the past couple of months in the readings before I even started going solo on my podcast, we were talking about leveling the playing field, things being leveled, balanced, cleared, all this clarity. So check this out. We have this balance card number 22, directly above, okay, and then triangulated right beneath it, the way I placed the cards, just pulling them out and doing my own little ADHD order thing, autistic order thing. It's justice, it's balance, balance, balance. Balance, Oshun with justice, and balance amongst the chaos. There are 3 different kinds of balance coming out here. So Oshun bringing the balance, bringing the justice, okay? Remember, justice is the scales. That's 2. That's that balance, balancing the scales, balancing yourself, balancing your own life circumstances. And then you're going to see a lot of justice and balance taking place around you, whether it was it's like whether you were aware that balance was necessary there, or with these people, or in this area of your life, there's some kind of it's like something's flooding in. So if there was something lacking, then there's this great flood that kind of brings it up and balances it out. Not a great flood as in like chaos and destruction and all of those things. It's more like a gentle like flooding in and rising the levels. They're of course working with water for me, but this is a sign of progress when these things start to flood in, to start to balance, start to like lift this weight off of you. And they're talking about it cleansing you, cleansing the lack from this experience, your whole experience, but it's specific to the situation that it's manifesting in. Because you're stepping through the gateway, you're heart centered, you're heart focused, you've already gone within, you've unlocked these things within yourself. You've alchemized the shadows, you've brought them to light, you've understood them, you've embraced them, and you know how to work with their energy. Now you've harnessed that energy. So King of Swords, you're seeing things clearly. You're taking deliberate action. They said, and this is swift moving energy. So when you decide to embark on this journey with that Fool card, after, you know, stepping back, observing, making sure it was a full go before you leapt, this is this momentum moving forward in a big way. This is your glow up. We have the glam energy again with glamour energy with glam. So this is your glow up. This is glowing up from the heart space, because you've remained heart centered, because you've remained balanced, and you've brought clarity, light, balance, love to every aspect. Okay. You've embraced your shadows. You know how to work with the energy. Again, they're like, you know how to work with the energy. You've embraced them. So use it for your highest good and that of others. We have Osanyin with grace showing up here. So grace with glam and that energetic gateway card. You know, you are handling all of these situations, even the chaotic ones, with balance, with grace, and you're being rewarded. There are rewards coming in. You're conjuring your legacy. You're stepping into what you will always be remembered for, whether that's remembered by your closest loved ones only, or whether that's, you know, admired by a lot of people in your community, you know, on a larger scale. It doesn't matter. Admired by yourself, you know, um, something that you can be proud of, something that you can leave behind and say, you know what, I left that place a lot better than I found it. So it's that feeling of, I did it. They might have tried to knock me down. I might have gone through some really difficult lessons. I might have been, you know, disempowered for a little bit. But you know what? I found my way because I was always connected to my intuition, whether I realized that or not. And I was always on path, whether that I realized that or not. And just because I experienced some hardships or some darkness, those are the things that allowed me to step into my autonomy, my sovereignty. They allowed me to re-empower myself, reinvigorate myself, and let me tear that motherfucker down and rebuild upon it. Okay, this is what you're doing, whether this is in your genetic bloodline, but you know, we're all here to help the greater scheme of things with the new earth and the building. That's what you're doing. You're building community in your own way, whether that's you know, perceived by you to be not very much of a difference. You're just kind of nice to people and support people in the community. Maybe you give to local charities and things like that. And that's what you do with your life. It's not all you ever do. That is something that is to be admired. That's something that is so lacking, you know, and has been for so long in this plane. So you bringing that and you inspiring others with your generosity, with your kindness, whether that's, you know, in monetary form and giving intangible items, or giving of support, giving of a smile. It doesn't matter. You're still bringing that light to this plane. And that's exactly what the new earth is all about. We're building that community with the hood love card showing up here. This is your legacy to help build loving, supportive communities. And you're doing it every single day. You guys are doing it on here every single day. You know, we have the podcast, everyone in the comments, but everyone go in the group and posting and supporting one another in the group and loving each other up. It's just, you know, that's what we're here to do. We're here to build these things and set the example, so others are like, hey, I really like the way they did that, but you know, maybe I would do it this way and add a little bit of my own flavor to it. And boom, here's another loving, supportive community. Not all the way like the other one, but you know, this kind of thing, they, you know, they replicate really quickly. Things get trendy and catch on, right? And you've seen it the whole time, and you know it. You know yourself, and you stand in your autonomy, in your sovereignty. You see the things that are not working with the greater collective, or even within your own family as well. We have the family card coming out with Omo, and this has that shattered mirror, that broken family, but we do have a solid rebuilt family here, and we have, you know, these flowers that are blooming. The sun is on that mirror. It's like things had to break away, things had to fall apart in order for us to create this beautiful, new, magical, healed experience. And that's what we're doing. We're not fighting against anymore. We're not fighting against what we don't agree with, what we, you know, dislike, or anything like that. We understand that to be fully autonomized, fully standing in our own power, we can't be giving away and fighting these systems. That's what they were structured for, to keep people fighting. And if you're fighting against these systems, then you're still giving them the power. You're still giving over your own sovereignty to them, because you're claiming that they have power over you. So why not just bypass the fucking middleman that's a part of the whole man to begin with, you know, fighting the man, and building our own structured, supportive, loving, and conscious communities without fighting, just bringing awareness and forging our own path ahead with the Three of Wands here. So we're forging our own path ahead. Our ships are coming in. We've seen the signs. The dead, the decaying is all falling away. It's breaking ground for new foundations to build upon. And that's what we're doing in our individual lives on the micro and on the macro. Love you guys. Let's talk about how we can shift our physical bodies with thoughts. We've talked about it a little bit before, but y'all might not remember it. Like I said, it's been a long time. It's probably been like a year since I've really touched on the topic. I think I'm the one that brought it up last time too. But well, that's cute. They showed me the crystals on this card that as I'm putting the cards away, and it's nurture. So nurture yourself, everyone, and everything around you, and that's how you build this new world structure, the new earth. Fearless motherfucking family, yes. Thank you, Suzanne. Thank you, Shauna. Love you guys. Thank you, Ben. Okay, let me figure out and get my shit together. Make sure I'm putting all the right cards in the right decks. All right. So a lot of you know like QHHT, BQH, SCHH, however many other ones there are. Hey, Patrick. Happy Green Day. I already partook in some green today, and I will continue. So a lot of us understand, like in a hypnosis session, we can, in one of these kind of quantum healing hypnosis sessions, we can bring healing to our physical vessel and immediate healing, right? I've seen some amazing stuff in my sessions with clients. Like I think she was like my second session that I ever had for my QHHT internship. She had a prolapsed bladder. It was literally about to fall out of her body, like through her vagine. Okay. It was not funny at all. Like when she's telling me, like my whole body was squeamish, like, oh my gosh, she has all of these health issues. And she was only like 25, 24. You're welcome. Thank you. All right, Matt. Sounds good. Love you. Enjoy. Sorry, I got squirreled over there. What was I talking about? Hold on, let me get back on track. Okay, with hypnosis and healing and all of that stuff. So we know that we can be guided in some kind of a trance, right, to heal our bodies. And those of you that don't know, that have never heard of Dolores Cannon, QHHT, or any kind of quantum healing hypnosis, look it up, do some research, really interesting stuff. There's a lot of like session videos on YouTube and things like that where you can hear live sessions. Anyway, so we can obtain it in that state. And we also know, based off of pharmaceutical trials, right? We know that they do a placebo and then they give the actual medication. So in placebo trials, a lot of people will heal themselves on the placebo because they believe that they're getting the medication and they believe that it's going to heal them, right? So we know that the human mind is capable of healing the physical body, but a lot of times people will think that that's like some kind of, there's some kind of huge process, or you have to go and have one of these sessions done, that you can't just do it on your own. Yes, you fucking can. If you can take a sugar pill and cure yourself just because, you believe it, then how come you couldn't do it without going into a trance or, anything like that, taking some kind of cure-all medication, whatever? How can we do that? Well, let me tell you. Reiki is a great way to heal yourself too. Yes, Reiki too, and already feel healing from it after this weekend first class. I love that, Susan. Yes, Reiki is definitely a form of self-healing. There are tons of other practices other than Reiki, like energetic healing practices, and those absolutely can work. There are people that can like make people lose weight with an energetic healing session, you know, depending on what they focus on and what their skills and things are. Placebo, the power of the mind and the belief. Exactly, Patrick. So what do you do to induce this placebo effect? Say if you want to lose weight, we'll say that because there's a lot of people that want to lose weight, especially Americans, the morbid obesity, you know, you guys know statistically, yeah, America's fat. But so that's one thing that a lot of people can, you know, relate to. So if you want to lose weight, how do you do that? Diet and exercise, duh. But what if that's not working? Or what if you just kind of really don't have the time or you're not into that kind of thing, right? Please always eat good food for your bodies and drink lots of water. I have to try to remind myself I'm still working on that, but please do it. Um, I'll catch up to you later now. But I've done this myself with weight loss, specifically because I always had, because genetic reasons, it's a pattern that runs in the family, traumas and genetic stuff. Anyway, it ended up manifesting as hypothyroidism within most women in the family and myself. I tested hypothyroid or positive for hypothyroid. So with my neurodivergence and with my sensitivity with my body, and I just know when it doesn't feel right, I couldn't take daily medication. I couldn't take levothyroxine all the time. So without even realizing that I was doing it, or even how, this was even before my spiritual awakening, this is my early 20s we're talking about here. Like I hit my spiritual awakening around 25. So this is earlier than that. Hey, Princess. Oh, you're partaking of the greens today. Cheers, Ben. um, so even before I had a spiritual awakening, I was already doing this just naturally, and I didn't realize it. Like I realized it, but then again, I was like, oh yeah, right. You know, psh, that magic stuff. Psh, that's not real. um, oh my goodness. Yeah, Wendy, my mother had hers removed surgically, from Graves' disease as well. First awakening was 17. Yeah, you'll you'll definitely have multiple. But I was just setting the intention and seeing myself in that way. Um, After I had my daughter, my first child, I blew up in weight because of the hypothyroidism and everything that my body underwent for the pregnancy and the delivery, C-section, you know, labored all day, couldn't do it, too small, stress and baby and C-section. So because of everything that my body had gone through, it's like breastfeeding really made me put on a lot of weight. And not that I was really eating a whole lot more than I really would have. I've always kind of been, you know, I just don't eat that much. I won't eat a whole plate of food. Even whenever I was breastfeeding, I wouldn't eat a whole plate of food. But I was still packing on a lot of pounds. And this can have to do with your self-worth and how others perceive you and your security within yourself or lack of it, will cause you to pile on weight because you're putting that buffer between you and the outside world of you and being perceived by others. So happy St. Patty's Day. Um, so I was just doing this. I was visualizing my thinner self because I was super thin, had a rockin' body in my teens, you know, and then the baby thing, and then boom, explosion. So my health, my knees, my like all my joints were achy, right? It wasn't good for my physical health. And being a new mom, especially that young, you don't have time between being a wife and a mother, because I was like doing the housewife thing and mother thing at the time. Like, what's time for me? What? So I was just visualizing that. And then I ended up changing my life at that point. I left my husband at the time, not that he was abusive or a bad person in any way. Just we didn't we didn't align in that way. We should have always been friends and that's it. But anyway, um, so I had this whole upheaval and shifted and changed, moved states again. And the whole time I was seeing myself and feeling like I was the me from a couple years before that, the teenage me with that body that was comfortable to be in. It wasn't achy. It wasn't like too big. It wasn't like, so I just started going back to that memory every time that I perceived myself in some way. And by the time Haley was, I think, 4 years old, I was back down to the way that I was in my teenage years. Full health, everything. I haven't had a thyroid problem since. So I've done it myself. That was my way of doing it. If you can't visualize it, then remember a feeling or ask for a feeling of being in full health. Remind me of how it feels and go back to that memory of being in full health, no matter what it is that you're dealing with your physical body. Visualizing, you can do the self-healing, bringing light into those areas, breathing light into those areas that are affected. If there's some kind of like I'm picking up on someone having cancerous cells or something like that, you can bring light to those areas, breathe light into those areas and transform them in that way. Seeing yourself in full health, believing it. You have to believe it first before you see it. So that's how our life is built on. It's how it's structured. Everything in our life is there because there's some kind of a belief that caused it to manifest. So just as you can manifest dis-ease, you can manifest health. A lot of it has to do with doing shadow work. Oh, bye, Wendy. Love you. Shadow work, getting to the root of things emotionally, because the body will manifest dis-ease and symptoms because of emotions being stuck in those areas. For instance, I've talked about my papa, my grandpa. His son, his only son, passed away about a year before I was born, um, because he was a big drinker. He was on drugs and stuff, and he liked fast cars, had a Mustang, and that was how he went. He was drinking, doing drugs, and driving his car too fast at night, on a dangerous highway. So that kind of like just it changed my papa completely from what I'm told. He carried that pain. He carried a lot of fear because of that. Wouldn't allow anyone in the family to get a Mustang without hearing him bitch about it every single time he ever spoke to them. Just yes, Joe Dispenza has great meditations and he has books and things like that. Yes, Linda, thank you. Let me highlight that just in case someone hasn't heard of Joe Dispenza, and there you go. So yes, Joe Dispenza, amazing treasure trove of information. He's done that himself. He healed himself from a back injury that should have been like the end of his life as he knew it, end of his mobility. It should have, I think he was supposed to be a quadriplegic from that, right? But he healed himself and he walked out of the hospital against all odds, Exactly. That's why you got to work through your shit, because if not, it's going to make you sick. So shadow work, getting in touch with your body, being sensitive to the way that your body feels. And also for anyone, the person with the cancerous cells that I picked up, olive leaf extract. Okay. It has been proven in labs, scientific studies, to only break down the cancerous cells and leave the healthy cells, and it works very, very quickly. So if you're experiencing something like that, or someone close to you is, then the tincture, the extract, not the powder. Okay, you want it to be potent, and it's super cheap. Get it on Amazon. Oh, you bought one of his books? Awesome, Matt. Definitely read it. It's really, really, really interesting and so easy. We haven't been taught how to self-heal. We've been programmed to forget how to self-heal. So if it's so easy once we remember it, once others teach us how to do it again, it's yes, tincture, olive leaf extract, and it's a tincture. You've been taking it too, Linda? It's so good. It's great for like um uh what do they call it? A supplement, like a daily supplement. but it's really good. I use it for any kind of illness or imbalance in my kids, myself, and my cats and dogs, because it is safe for cats and dogs in, you know, small doses, obviously. But it's a miracle tincture. It really, really is. And it helps cleanse the blood, antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal. Um, it's an anti-parasitic as well. It can cleanse you of parasites. So, and it's not like the parasitic regimens where you have to do like so many days or weeks of this intense detox shit. It just, you take it and you add it to what you're doing already, you know. And it is safe for cats. I've healed um 3 different cats with it in the last several years. But one, you know, one was like she got her foot stuck, wrapped around, like wire wrapped around it, and it made it all swollen, and it like was all gross. She was the mother of Duncan and Lyra, my kittens. They're almost 2, but they're my babies. Duncan, he got his jaw almost ripped off by some kind of prairie dog thing out here a couple of months ago, and I used olive leaf for that. Within 2 days, it was completely swelling gone. His jaw was healed. You know, there was nothing, and it's within 2 days. And even whenever my kids are super sick, within 2 days, the symptoms are completely dissipating, and it's amazing. So I will never not tell people to get olive leaf extract. It's like a cure-all. um, but you know, I'm not a doctor, so please don't take my advice as medical advice. It's just as a supplement to enhance your everyday life and the, you know, the suggestions of your medical team. Okay, let's send, that's for your kitty cat, Patrick. Definitely do the olive leaf. That'll help. It's, you know, it'll, if there's any kind of like tumors, fatty tumors, anything like that, they also help with that. But yeah, so you can use these herbs, these different things. Like everyone's getting back, not everyone, but a lot of us are getting interested again in herbal magic, in tinctures, in natural ways of eating and enhancing our lives, but also natural remedies. So why do you think that is? Because there's such an influx of these starseed individuals, these neurodivergent individuals, and they're going back to their own roots, back to their own memories, back to their own interests and hobbies. And for a lot of this, you know, herbalism or certain plant medicines and, you know, concocting potions and things are right up our alley because they're memories from other times where we've mastered these things, and we're getting back to our roots. We're getting back to the way that it's naturally natural order. Okay, natural order is coming back. So using these things to enhance our own healing nature is going to be very helpful, also because you're doing something tangible. And with the way that humanity's been programmed, you have to take a thing to do the thing, to do, you know, the healing and the stuff. So it's like this, getting into these herbal supplements and these ways to enhance your own healing power. That's basically what it is. You're working with the spirits of the plants in order to heal, but your belief in them is what makes it the most effective. So yeah, herbalists. So we can use these ways to optimize, to enhance our own self-healing, but it really is us that's doing the healing. And these other, just like it's us, our higher self in us, and our spirit team around us. It's kind of the same concept. It's you're working with the plant spirit to support, to enhance you, to make that community, that supportive, you know, reciprocal connection to yourself, which is Gaia. Gaia is you, you are Gaia, you are everything, right? It's connecting and getting back to ourselves and supporting ourselves in our own healing power at the root of it all. If that makes sense to you guys. Um, so meditation, if you can get yourself to the trance state, absolutely optimal for self-healing. But there are guided meditations. I've actually been inspired to bring forth one of those guided healing meditations. Hey, Jay. So I'll be probably releasing that at some point. Matt has some great meditations that he does as well. And let me see, sorry, ADD got me off track. So tapping into your inner self, your inner kingdom here, and doing the shadow work, because obviously those things are going to arise and you're going to continue to manifest symptoms until you get to the root of the cause. It's, that's basically just what it is. And we're here to do the shadow work, to do the healing work on our spiritual and emotional bodies, our mental bodies, but also our physical bodies. You think that doing all of this work in the spiritual aspect isn't going to translate to the physical vessel? All of that shadow work you've been doing has been improving your physical health, whether you realize it or not. They're saying take a look back and take notice of how you were physically like a year ago and how you are now. There are shifts and changes, and maybe some new things have, like symptoms have cropped up, but if they are, that's temporary because you're getting to the root. You're still working on that. So you may see improvements on some things and then start seeing other things start to crop up. That is also proof of the inner work that you've been doing. So it starts with the micro and goes to the macro. So the micro is within and the body is without. The body is the macro. Remembering how to hear yourself. Yes. I love that you've been doing that, Kara. Oh, yeah. She was definitely a healer in many lifetimes, Wendy, for sure. So we've talked about going into meditation and visualizing into a meditative state, whatever that looks like for you. It looks different for everyone. Getting into that meditative state and either feeling, visualizing, or sensing in some way your body being at full health. And you have memory of your body being at full health within this lifetime, even if you were born with an illness, you still at some point in utero is when that illness was introduced. Even if it was programmed into you to have this illness or imbalance or whatever it was, you still have some kind of a point within development of full health before things kind of shifted. So, you might have to do a little bit deeper work to get to that memory, but you hold memories from being in utero. So you can just ask for your team, your guides, your higher self to give you the memory of full health. And if you can access other lifetimes other than this one, you can go access full health and vitality and any kind of emotion from these higher realms that you've experienced as well. You can bring forth those memories just as well as you can bring forth the traumas from other lifetimes. So if you have any kind of experience in bringing traumas or other energies or memories from other lifetimes through, this is going to be really easy for you to do. I was going through my abdominal pain. I was sitting there one day and my higher self said, pain is just a feeling. I said, that's great, but it would be nice to know which one, right? I agree. Sometimes they will cause it to stick around and be difficult to get rid of until you fully understand and grasp everything. And usually that has to do with your power and your power to heal yourself um, at the root of it. But there's other emotions or memories, other instances maybe in another lifetime where something similar happened, and it will evoke that fear because you know what happened in that lifetime when that kind of thing appeared for you. So you're healing that other lifetime version of you by saying, oh no, this isn't going to affect me in a negative way. I am healed. And you claim that healing here. You also heal it over there. Turmeric is really good for joint pain. Golden milk, if you can do it. And pepper, like ground peppercorns help to support and enhance the healing and anti-inflammatory benefits of the turmeric. I know people say turmeric and stuff, but I don't know. I like it turmeric, so that's what I say. Get over it. Any questions or stories you guys want to share about times that you've done your own self-healing or anything like that? Reducing inflammation in the body, which causes pain. Yep. Thank you. Pepper activates the turmeric, the curcumin in the turmeric. Yep. So they're very helpful. And honey will help, not only like binding it together and making it easier to go down, but honey has its own naturally occurring health benefits and enhances the properties in the turmeric and the pepper. Ooh, Linda, you want to apply? You want to add it to your coffee? You, that's brave. That's bold. I really don't enjoy the. It's just the overpowering, um, like smell. It's like the essence of the turmeric. It's so overpowering for me that I have to do it in small doses. I use it to season foods. I really like it in certain foods. Magnesium helps. Thank you, Dallas. Um, but yeah, I definitely wouldn't ruin my coffee with it, but that's my own preference. I have a really sensitive palate, so anything that's kind of strong is like super overpowering to me in higher doses. So coffee with turmeric would probably just knock me out. Knock me out. Oh, I love that, Patrick. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, you're getting that light. You know, whenever we eat fresh fruits and vegetables, we're eating light because you are what you eat, right? Your plants eat the light, and that's how they grow and mature. And then we eat the plants, so we eat what they ate. Always self healing. I love it, Patrick. I love it. No doctor for me. I feel you on that one. You know, you don't love turmeric either. Ooh. I tried fire cider and I wanted to do like the apple cider vinegar thing because it's really good for you health wise. But for me, it's absolutely no bueno. It like makes my stomach overly acidic and makes me have heartburn so bad, makes me gag, like makes me puke. It just not good for my tummy. Steph told me my recent pain went back to me being between the ages of 2 and 5. You say don't go looking for shadow work. I just let memories come on their own. Is that the right way to do it? I let them flow and then reflect on them. Yes, that's the right way to do it. Um, and like if Steph kind of guided you in that way, that was you being guided, even your higher self using people outside of you to kind of ponder or go into and just see what you can see from that time. A lot of times our guides will do it in that way, and that's, you know, bringing it to us so that we can look at it. So be, you know, keep that in mind. Maybe do a little bit of pondering on that, a little meditating on that. Yeah, apple cider vinegar is way strong. Yep. I love that, Holly. And um it does help with brain things. Turmeric and pepper. Make a little ball with the honey to bind it. It's powerful daily yeah, yeah, I know. Thank you, Princess. I'm really like with my ADHD, I'm really not good with following up with daily supplements and regimens. I try, gosh, do I try, but it doesn't really work out for me that well. I bet it does, Kara. I bet it really does. Because I was a bitch, okay? I'll admit it. Fire cider and me, nope, I'm a bitch. My body is not okay with it. My body is very sensitive and like high five, you know, air high five to you for being able to do that. If I could, I definitely would. especially like if my body needs something a little extra immune boosting, or, you know, anything like that. I would love to be able to take those things, but my body's like, nope, not happening. We will vomit this back up and we will make you miserable for the next couple of days, because the inside of your stomach and your body is just like my chest and everything on fire. So weird. I'm just highly sensitive, y'all. But yes, do all the things. All the things, if you can do them, definitely bring yourself into more physical alignment with your health as much as you can. Doing the fire cider shot for 3 months. Dang, girl. It does. It does heal your gut. And the cayenne, yeah. Yeah. You know what else helps heal your gut? Olive leaf extract. And it helps to populate good, healthy bacteria and extinguish the bad bacteria. Yeah, it is best to dilute it. And I tried diluting it too, to try to get myself doing that thing with the fire cider, but it's hard for me to follow through when it doesn't taste good, and also whenever I have the physical effects of it. So, yeah. I do other things to get good bacteria population. Some people take pills of other people's excrement to repopulate their gut health, which elephants do it, like a lot of animals out in nature do it, but no, thank you. Not I. So, if you're interested in bringing your body into more physical health using the power of the mind, you can look into Dr. Joe Dispenza and epigenetics. It's in the information box if you're over on YouTube, or in the description above the video if you're on Facebook, the word epigenetics if you don't know how to spell that. So it was rough. No, it doesn't burn anymore. It tastes like steak sauce. Ew. It's so overpowering, you know. I'm very sensitive, and overpowering stuff just isn't it. I can't follow through. I can't. 40-day watermelon mono cleanse with watermelon? No way. Do you want to put that in the group for us, Patrick? That's interesting. I'd like to go down a rabbit hole with that one and obsess on it for a little bit. That is so cool. I don't think I've heard of that, so thanks for teaching me that. And I'm asking you to put it in the group because I'll probably forget what it even was. Just being honest. Not because it's not interesting, because obviously I'm interested, but just I know my brain works that way. You plan to do the watermelon cleanse next month, Corey? Who knew? Does anyone else know about the watermelon cleanse that I haven't heard about? Yeah, Linda. That could be a reason why they do that. My grand dog Pepper used to do that. I had to train her away from fishing the turds out of the cat box. It was so gross. Grosses me out so bad. Poop is just like so cringy to me. That's super interesting, Patrick. Watermelon is full of electrolytes and amino acids, which build protein in the body. I did not know that. I mean, obviously, you know, but I didn't realize it helped build protein in the body. It didn't bro. Mercury retrograde got me like, bleh. Thank you. I know it was good for you. I have a watermelon that I got at the store a few days ago, and I have yet to cut open, and the kids have been begging me, so I'm probably going to do that today. But I love watermelon. Watermelon water, fruit water. Like if you guys ever go to, we've been lied to, fuckers. Cabinets full of herbs and spices, dried roots, natural healing. Don't use them. Start using them, princess. Start using them. Make those your go-to things. You know, you don't have to start doing them all as a supplement that day, but maybe start training yourself to, oh, I'm going to go see if I have something for this instead of reaching for a bottle of or dropping down by the drugstore for whatever. Yeah, it totally is, Linda. I get that. Most hydrating fruit on earth. See, yeah, I knew that part. I knew it was really good. But so the um gosh, my brain and labels today, it's like it's just not grasping them. The Mercado Latino or you guys know what I'm talking about, the Mexican markets where they have like they make all the tortas and the tacos and all of the like Mexican food right there, but they have fruit waters. They have horchata, which everyone probably knows if you're at least in the US, because apparently in the UK they don't have access to amazing Mexican food, and I feel so bad for you guys. But they'll have the big like drink dispensers, the beverage dispensers of fruit waters. And I always get the watermelon fruit water if they have it because I just love it so much. It's delicious. Oh, you make watermelon water all the time? Oh, Shauna, I'm jelly, man. I need to do it more. We get watermelons here quite a bit, so I should do that this summer because I have the big beverage dispensers, so I could do it. And I have immersion blenders, and yeah, I could do it all. I got some watermelon seeds too, Linda. I'm gonna try my hand at watermelon. I haven't done it since I was a kid, but I used to garden with my cousin when I was a kid. Aguas de sandia. Thank you, Shauna. Agua, whatever. Turmeric, coconut water, pineapple juice, lemon juice, black pepper. Dang, Suzanne. I believe that. Does that make it like, does the coconut and the coconut water and pineapple juice help with the turmeric? I think I could probably try that one. Aguas frescas. I love them. Oh, I love Mexican food. Like, if I could only eat one kind of food for the rest of my life, like from one culture, it would be Mexican food. I promise. Or well, anything South American, honestly, because um, I've I cook. You know, I can't get authentic Mexican food very many places here, so I make it myself, being from Southern California. And but yeah, it's not just from where I'm from in Southern California, it's not just Mexican. There's Guatemalan food, there's Oaxacan food, there's like Brazilian, like all kinds of different South American foods, and the flavors down there are so good. Second high on the list for the most hydrating. Thank you, Patrick. I didn't know that about coconut water. Or maybe I did and I forgot. Yeah. Hi, Katie. Oh, Mexican food has my heart, Kara. I make amazing birria. And those, gosh, now that I'm trying to think of what they're called, I'm probably going to forget the um the name for them. What are they called? Shauna, you might be able to help me out here. They're like, it's a masa, um you make it kind of like a pancake out of masa, and then you cut it to where it's like a sandwich pouch, like you would do. What is the Greek ones called? Like the pita bread, like the pocket bread, but it's corn masa, and it's South American. I'm trying to remember which is it. It's not Puerto Rican, is it? Throw me a bone here, someone. I can't think of what they're called, but I make them a lot in the summertime. Eh, whatever. I guess it's not that important, but so, so good. Ah, the raccoons steal your baby watermelon? Sopapilla? No. No, but those are good too. They're papusas, no. You guys are on the right track though. You guys are on the right track. But it's called something else. I cannot think of it. I'll probably think of it later and then I'll have to put it in the group and tell you guys what it was because it's going to bother me unless I do. Yeah, I'll remember it and I'll have to tell you guys what it was. But you guys are going to be like, oh yeah, those are so good. But my brain and labels, especially during Mercury retrograde, but today for some reason, even before the podcast, I was having a hard time, like things that I usually know the word to describe them or what they're called. It's like, boop, it's gone. Anyway, we went totally off topic, but I love it. We always love talking about food, right? Um, I have not planned out the rest of the week yet, so we'll just see what we get, what inspiration comes to me for tomorrow's topic, and I will have a promo image and that stream scheduled so you guys know what it'll be by tonight. But definitely tomorrow before it happens. So any questions, anything else you guys want to throw out there about self-healing, focusing, meditation, with regard to healing of the physical vessel, or are we good? I'm also going to, I've already planned it. I'm going to sit down, I'm going to write a meditation, and I thought about doing that on the podcast, but also doing like a pre-recorded one that you guys can download or whatever. So I'm going to try to get that out there. But I had inspiration in the shower. I was told, right words, who needs them? Like, it's telepathy now. You guys feel me. I know you get me. um but anyway, yeah, we'll see what the topic is going to be tomorrow, and I will definitely be doing a meditation for you guys, getting that together, and maybe schedule a day this week to do that meditation. And even if you guys aren't able to make it to the live, like I'm sorry, all of my across the ponders, I love you so much, but you can definitely watch it on the replay, and it's going to be amazing. I can already tell. I haven't channeled it yet, but the water's telling me like it's gonna be perfect. So I love you guys so much. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I know that for us US folks, it's pretty early in the day and a lot can't make it because of work obligations, but I appreciate everyone for being here. Yay, a meditation. Yeah, I wasn't the one doing the meditations because I didn't want to like take I wanted someone else to have the spotlight too. You know what I mean? So I'm going to be doing meditations on the podcast that are guided by me, and they're just going to be amazing. I know. So I love you guys so much. Thank you. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow it'll be at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. And what is it, midnight GMT? Or yeah, I think it's midnight GMT now. So 12 p.m. GMT following day. Love you, Ben. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I love you. I will see you guys tomorrow. Mwah. Take care.